Yes, hello everyone, welcome to today's class. Today is day 50. Today is day 52 of our web development course. Today is day 52 of our web development course, and we're going to look at asynchronous. We're going to look at asynchronous, 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 and synchronous behavior. Synchronous, synchronous, synchronous behavior, synchronous behavior, behavior. We'll look at synchronous and synchronous behavior of JavaScript. In today's class, okay? Okay. So members, this is what we're going to cover today: synchronous and asynchronous behavior of JavaScript, okay? Okay. So members, before I can really start this, I wanted to first have a brief recap about what we covered yesterday. Yesterday was day 51, okay? Yesterday was day 51 of our web development course, and yesterday we covered active links, we covered the concept of active links, okay? Okay, this was a concept whereby we covered whereby we have active links on the browser, where we have active links, where we have active, the concept where we had an active link on the browser header, or on the header. Okay, this is a very important concept that enables someone to have a better user experience when using your website. Okay, started these members yesterday, a better user experience while using your website. Okay, so this concept was very crucial. If you missed this concept yesterday, I would urge you to go back and you watch this video. Okay, so let's look at active links, and this is a very powerful concept as far as web development is concerned. When you are building a website, you cannot dodge this concept. You cannot dodge this concept of active links. Okay, you cannot dodge this concept. It is there, and you will have to put it in each and every browser that you do. Whether it is a browser, whether it is a web application, this concept is very crucial to that level. Okay? Okay. So if you missed this concept yesterday, please I would urge you to go back and you watch this video and you understand this concept really well. Okay? Okay. So members, this one I can take it off for now. That was yesterday's class. Then we'll look at asynchronous behavior. Today we are going to look at asynchronous behavior. So members, if you have not yet subscribed, please, if you haven't yet subscribed, please hit the notification icon and the subscribe button so that you don't miss any of the upcoming classes. Okay, and to be updated upon each and every video that we release, upon each and every class that we release, you are there. Okay. Okay. So JavaScript, as we have looked at JavaScript in the past, we are not yet covered this, and this is something that is very crucial as far as when we use a concept called data. This is a very, let me even put it here, data. If you're going to build, there are two types of websites, okay? There are two types of websites. When you are building a website, there are two types of websites. There are normally two types of websites. And normally two types of websites. Okay? The first type of website is what they call a static website. A static website. The first type of website is the most common. It is called the static website. Static website. Okay? Static website. This one here, things don't change. You build things and they won't stay like that constant throughout. Okay? Here, things do not change. Okay? Things, you don't even need so much interpretation of data. These websites here stay static the way they are. They don't have any data that changes. These kinds of websites don't change so much. They don't change. Okay, these kinds of websites don't change. Okay, they are not going to be dynamic. These ones, they just stay static. Someone builds the website and stays static throughout the whole year, when the way it is how they built it is how it is. Okay. Okay. But now there is a second type of website, and this website is called the dynamic website. Okay, the second type of website. This one is called the dynamic website. Dynamic website. Okay, this website here is going to change dramatically. It's going to change each and every time. This website here is going to have what they call data changes behind the scenes. This website here is going to change, whether you like it or not. This website here changes. This website changes. This website changes. Okay? These are kinds of websites where you see and a person builds a website which has even a database. Yeah? These are kinds of websites where someone has a database. Yeah? We shall look at these concepts in the future. These types of websites, they have databases. These kinds of websites here, they have servers. They run on servers that can go down, can go off and on. So someone has to be really superb while knowing this concept. Okay. And this concept of data, which lies in asynchronous and synchronous behavior of JavaScript, normally falls it normally comes more. It comes to play when we are looking at dynamic websites. Okay. That concept of data, this concept of data comes from this place where there's asynchronous and synchronous behavior. When you're building a static website, you may not feel this that much, okay? But when you begin building a dynamic website, which ones can I say that they're dynamic? For example, I can put there Jumia, okay? I can put there Konga, okay? These websites here keep changing. They're not stay static throughout, okay? I can even put there a school website, a school website, a school website. Okay, these school websites you see here, sometimes they want to keep updating the website. They update parents upon parents meetings. They update parents upon any event that happens in the school, and they have to post those happenings on the website on and on and on again. Okay, some of these websites here don't change. Okay, when you look at the static website, this one here static website. These ones you may find categories. For example, charity website, charity website. Charity websites. Okay, this one here, someone does a website and leaves it the same leaves it the same almost the whole year without being changed. This one is a static website. Okay, you find, for example, tour and travel. Tour and travel may fall in between these two, but sometimes someone you may find in most cases it's the same throughout. It may fall in this static kind here of websites. But these websites here, these ones here, they have a database, they have servers that they run on, they keep changing, images keep changing behind the scenes, images keep changing, images keep changing, they require strong SEO, strong SEO, So members, all these things, this is when we bring in the concept of data. Okay? Data management. Okay. So here at first you could not have seen this behavior, but it's going to be there. I'm going to show it to you. Okay? I'm going to show it to you so that you be fully ready. Okay. So I'd like to hit about tomorrow. Let me hit about tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be day 53. What's going to be day 53? Day 53 of our development course, and we're going to look at data fetching. Data fetching from an API. Data fetching from an API. From an API. Okay. So members, please come tomorrow when you know that we are going to cover this. Okay. Please come when you're really ready. We are going to cover this. Okay. So members, we have been looking so much about things which concern this side, static websites, where the things don't always change. Things remain almost the same throughout. Okay. But now when you begin looking at concepts like these ones here, things which change. This is when you begin building web applications even. Begin building web applications. Applications. Systems. Okay. Systems that change. All these ones are forms which lie in the dynamic websites. Okay. So this concept of data comes to play when you look at this concept. Okay. From now onwards, they want to look at more bombastic concepts which let inside the dynamic website. Okay? Okay. And these concepts here, I just want you to understand them, because these concepts, I want you to understand them really, and you take them very, very key and very, very important. Okay? Okay. So we are going more and more into the back end, and I know that by the end of these days here, these coming days, you will seriously be when you have seen a change in your life. Okay? Okay. So this ones, I can maybe remove them off. I talk about the synchronous and asynchronous, what it means and how it comes to play. Okay? Okay. So this concept here lies around here in asynchronous and synchronous. Okay? We are going to bring it back. Okay? Okay, let me remove it. So for JavaScript to execute it, the next task, it must make sure. Now, it first lies on these principles. Okay? Okay. So let me begin with synchronous. 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 Synchronous behavior. Synchronous behavior. Synchronous behavior of JavaScript. Okay? So I'm beginning with synchronous behavior. Okay? Okay. So synchronous behavior. Synchronous behavior is a type of behavior which JavaScript has. This is the default behavior for JavaScript. This is the default behavior. This is the default behavior for JavaScript. Default behavior for JavaScript. Behavior for JavaScript. This is the default behavior for JavaScript. Okay? This is the default behavior for JavaScript. Okay? Okay. So why do I say this is the default behavior for JavaScript? JavaScript is programmed to move with this behavior here. If you, for example, if you have, this is the kind of behavior whereby it moves with tasks. It waits for one task to be completed. This one here, it waits. It waits. It waits. It patiently, I can even say here, it patiently waits for one task to be completed. For one task to be completed. To be successfully completed. Successfully completed. Successfully completed. Okay? Completed. And then it goes to the next task. And then it goes. It goes to the next task. To the next task. Okay? Okay. So this is the default behavior, or this is the behavior which JavaScript comes with. Okay? This is the task. It patiently waits. Please note it down in your notebook. It patiently waits for one task to be successfully completed, and then it goes to the next task. Okay? Okay. So how does this be? For example, let me tell you here. Let me show you here. If, for example, we have, for example, task 1. If we have task 1, okay? Task 1, okay? We have task 2. We have task 2, okay? We have task 2, okay? Then we have task 3, okay? Then we have task 3, okay? Task 3, okay? We have task 3, okay? So, remember what is going to happen. JavaScript is going to do these things. It's going to do like this, okay? It is going to first wait for one task to be completed first. It's going to first wait for task 1 to be completed. If task 1 is completed, if task 1 is completed, if it is completed, if it is successfully completed, if it is successfully completed, fully completed, okay? If it is successfully completed, it then moves to the next task, okay? It then moves to the next task. 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 To the next task. Okay? okay, which is task 2. Okay, if task 2 is completed successfully, it then moves to the next task. Okay, it then moves to the next task. It then moves to the next task. Moves to the next task. Okay? If this task is completed successfully, let me first move this. It then moves to the next task if this task is completed successfully. It then moves to the next task, which is task 2, which it then moves to this next task if this task is completed successfully. Okay? When this task is successful, this one, task 2, okay, it will now also move to this next task. Okay? It will then move to this next task. It will then move to this next, then move to this next task. Okay? Okay. So members, this is the default behavior for JavaScript. Okay? The synchronous behavior. Okay? It waits for task 1 to be completed, then it goes to task 2, then task 2, if task 1 was successful, it goes to task 2. Then does task 2. After task 2 is completed, it will then switch, and now if it is successful, it will go to task 3. Okay? Then like that, okay? The program continues like that down the road. Okay? Program continues down the road. Okay? Okay, like that. But it waits for the other task to complete for it to continue. This is very dangerous. This is very dangerous. This is very dangerous. This is very dangerous. Okay? Okay. This is very dangerous. Okay? Okay. So now, I want to give you an example. Now, I want to give you a very vivid example about this synchronous behavior, okay? Okay, how dangerous it is. Let me give you a real life example, okay? A real life example, okay? Let me give you a real life example, okay? Okay, so supposing you are the only chef, in a restaurant. You are the only chef in a restaurant, okay, or cafe, okay. You are the only chef in the restaurant, and this is somehow like a big cafe, and it has some good number of people, okay, some good number of customers who come to eat from there, okay. Okay, so at this moment in time, like let me say like you wait for like 1 hour and nobody comes, okay. Okay, then you said let me now put some pot of water. The first task is, now let me say that you put some hot water. You put some hot water onto the gas, okay? You put some hot water onto the gas. You put some hot water. You put hot water onto the gas, okay? You put some hot water onto the gas, okay? Okay. So this hot water is boiling. It is boiling for about like 10 minutes, okay? It's now boiling for about 10 minutes. It boils for about 10 minutes. For about 10 minutes, okay? 10 minutes, okay? Okay. So it's boiling for 10 minutes, and now you have maybe to chop maybe some let me say right now, you have to chop some vegetables, okay? You have to chop some vegetables. Okay? And now you have to chop some vegetables. And maybe to prepare some small drinks, okay? To prepare some small drinks. To prepare some small drinks, okay? Some small drinks, okay? Okay. So members, you see all these things. Now as you're still thinking about all these things, doing all these things here, chopping some vegetables, preparing some drinks, then after some time, like 5 minutes, customers enter. Customers enter, like they come in like in a group, they're like 5. Customers enter. Customers enter and they place their orders. And they place their orders. And they place their orders. Okay? Now, customers enter and they place their orders, and then you have to work on these orders. You have to work on these orders, okay? And you have to work on these orders. You find yourself when you have to work on these orders. Work on these orders, okay? You are in the restaurant, okay? Okay, so this is task 1. This is task 1. Task 1. Task 1, okay? This is task 1. This is task 2. This is task 2. This is task 2, okay? This is task 3. You even line them up. You can even line them in your mind or somewhere on a piece of paper. This is task 2. This is task 3. This is task 3, okay? This is task 4, okay? This is task 4. This is task 4. This is task 4, okay? Okay, so now let me say that you're working on synchronous. You're working on synchronous move, behavior. Let me say that you have this kind of synchronous behavior. Synchronous behavior, okay? Synchronous behavior comes in like this. You say, I am going to behavior, okay? I am going to first complete one task, then I do the other. Are you seeing this? Someone says, a person who has synchronous behavior is going to like this. I'm going to first complete one task, then I do the other. I'm not going to care whether other things come. I don't care, okay? I'm going to first complete one task, then I do the other, okay? Now imagine you are thinking about putting hot water onto the gas, okay? Onto the gas cylinder there. Then you see customers entering at the same time, almost about like 2 minutes. You see customers entering, okay? But you had in your mind, you had to chop some vegetables, okay? You had to even prepare some drinks, okay? Now, synchronous behavior will tell you that you first put hot water on the gas and stand there and wait for it for about 10 minutes, okay? Customers are there placing their orders, don't even want to listen to them. For you, what you want to do is you first want to complete this first task. Are you seeing this first task? I want the water to first get ready. It's on the gas, I need to first get ready, okay? I want this water to first get ready for about 10 minutes. Then you wait for this water to get ready for about 10 minutes. You wait for this water to get ready for about 10 minutes. Then you switch and then you go to chopping some vegetables. Okay? Customers they are there seated on the tables waiting for the results. But then you don't work on them. You say, I'm going to wait for these vegetables to first be chopped, then I work on you. Then you move now to you prepare some drinks. You're waiting for the customers, you don't even work on their orders. You wait for this task to first complete, you prepare some drinks. After preparing some drinks, then you go and now look at the customers. Okay? Then you ask them for the orders that they want. Then you begin working on them. Are you seeing this? This is what they call synchronous behavior, and it is very dangerous. Okay? You wait for one task to first complete. I want the water to first get ready for 10 minutes. As you're standing there, you don't put the water on the gas, then you do other things. Maybe you chop some vegetables or work on customers' orders. Then you maybe chop some vegetables later. For you wait for the water to first get ready. After water getting ready, then you say, now I had in my mind before the customers came, I had to first chop the vegetables. Then you chop the vegetables. After chopping some vegetables, then after you prepare some drinks, customers are there waiting for you. There's nothing you have yet worked on their orders. You have not yet worked on their orders. Okay. After then moving from this point here, then you come and now work on the customers. This is very frustrating. Customers will get frustrated. Customers will get frustrated. Customers will get frustrated. Customers will get frustrated and go away. Frustrated. frustrated. Okay, they get frustrated and they go away. They get angry. Some will get angry. Some will even back at you. Eh? Some will get angry. They will back at you, and the restaurant will slowly and slowly lose sales. The restaurant will slowly and slowly lose sales. Okay, it will lose sales. Okay, it will lose sales at the end of the day. Are you seeing this? This method here is not good. It blocks, it blocks other things from moving because you want to first finish the other. Okay? You say, I want to first put the hot water onto the gas. It boils for 10 minutes as I'm standing there. Then you first block these other things. You first work on this. Eh? Then after the water getting ready, then I chop some vegetables. Because I had this in mind before the people came. Then you block off these other things. Then you do this one, chop some vegetables. It may spend some time. Then you now work, prepare some drinks. Then you're waiting, the customers are there seated. There's nothing, you don't want to talk to them. Then after like preparing some drinks for about 10 minutes or so, then you now come and talk to these customers. This is very wrong. Very, very, very wrong. Okay? The very, very wrong. Okay? Okay. So this is what synchronous behavior is. Okay? This is what synchronous behavior is. JavaScript waits for one task to complete, then the next task to complete, then the next task to complete, then it moves to the next task. Okay? What if this task takes 1 hour? What if this task takes 1 hour? Okay? What if this task takes 1 hour? That means it will be there waiting until now to move to the next task. Eh? What if this task dies? If this task dies, it will not move to this task 3. You getting me? You're getting me, members? Are you getting me, members, very well? Are you getting me, members, very well? If this task dies at this point, it won't move to this task. It will wait for this task to complete successfully and then move to this task. Okay? Okay? Members, have you tried to understand this? Have you tried to really understand this very well? This is the default behavior for JavaScript. This is the behavior JavaScript has by default. Okay? Okay. So, when I bring back this example here, that someone who has this rigid mind in them will say, if I would want to put the hot water onto the gas, it first gets ready. If the water fails to get ready, I want to move to these things. I want to move to chopping some vegetables. I want to move to preparing some drinks. I want to work on the customers because the water is not yet ready. Let me wait for the water to get ready and I work on these customers. What if the water takes 30 minutes to get ready? Let me suppose that the water takes 30 minutes to get ready. Okay? Maybe the gas is not lighting very well. It takes 30 minutes to get ready. You'll be there waiting for this water to get ready. Then you move to chopping vegetables. Okay? Let me say you chop vegetables for 1 hour. Let me say you chop vegetables for 1 hour. Okay? Now you chop vegetables for 1 hour. Then these people are still waiting there. Okay? Then you come preparing some small drinks. You prepare some small drinks for about 20 minutes. 20 minutes. And these people are still there waiting for you. Eh? These people are still there, are still there waiting for you. Okay? These ones, will they still be there waiting for you? They will get angry. They can back at you. They can abuse you. They can be frustrated and you lose sales. Okay? Okay. This one is not very good. This one here is not very good. And this is the default behavior for JavaScript. Have you understood, members, very well? Have you understood? Okay? If you're really enjoying, please hit the like button. We move forward, okay? Okay. So now I want to introduce you to asynchronous behavior. Asynchronous behavior. Asynchronous behavior. Asynchronous. Asynchronous behavior. Asynchronous. Async. Asynchronous asynchronous behavior. Okay? Behavior. Okay? Now, asynchronous behavior is the good part about what you can make JavaScript to be. Okay? This one here, asynchronous behavior, this one here is whereby you make JavaScript, you change JavaScript, you change JavaScript by yourself. Change JavaScript to work JavaScript. You change JavaScript, or you program JavaScript to work in an asynchronous way. To work in an asynchronous way. Asynchronous way. Okay. This one here is the good thing about what you can make JavaScript to be. Okay. It's the good thing about what you can make JavaScript to be. Okay. So this one here, sometimes they'll even shorten it and put it, for example, async. Someone will even say async. You will see this somewhere. Async. We shall get to this. Okay. Don't worry, we shall get to this. Okay. So if someone says async, this is asynchronous. Okay. Are you trying to understand these members very well? Okay. So this one here, if JavaScript has, for example, task 1. Okay. Task 1. Okay. Task 2. Okay. And also has task 3. Task 3. Okay. If they have task 1, task 2, task 3, okay, together, they are all there. Okay. This asynchronous behavior means this one is asynchronous behavior. Task 1, task 2, and task 3. Okay. And task 3. Okay. So this task 1, task 2, task 3. This one here, it will not wait for this task to first complete, then it goes to the next task, task 2. It will not wait for this task 2 to first complete, then it goes to the next task. If task 1 is taking long. If task 1 is taking long, it's taking long. Okay. If task 1 is taking long, okay, it will first move away from this task here. Then it goes to task 2 and does task 2. If task 2 is one that is having short time, okay, it will first move away from this task 1, then it goes to task, then it does task 2. Then it does task 2. Are you understanding members very well? Okay? Are you understanding members very well? Let me say task 1 was taking about like 30 minutes. Okay? It's taking long, let me say 30 minutes. Taking 30 minutes. Oh, this period is too much, okay? This period is too much. Task 1 is taking about 30 minutes of time. Okay? It's taking 30 minutes of time and it is taking really long. Okay? It's not going to wait for this task 1 to first complete, then it goes to task 2. Then it will not wait for this. Okay? It will just switch directly and goes to task 2 automatically. Then if task 1 is moving, it has maybe completed, it goes back to task 1. Then this task here, task 3, if task 3 is the shortest time, it then goes to task 3 successfully. Have you understood, members? It then goes to task 3. Okay. So members, it will not wait if there is a task that is taking long. For this one here, it is flexible. This one here, it is flexible. Okay? This one here, it is flexible. It is not rigid like the synchronous one. Okay? It's not rigid like the synchronous one. Okay? This one here, it is more flexible. If there is a task that is taking long, if there is a task that is taking long, okay, it will not wait for that task. It will not wait for that task. For that task to be completed. It will simply switch it will simply switch and go to the next task, and go to the next task. It will come back afterwards to complete that task after it has finished these ones. Have you understood, members? Okay. So if I can come back to my example here, now let me just say that you are now using asynchronous behavior. Okay, from async to asynchronous behavior. Okay, asynchronous behavior. Okay, and then you are the only chef in the restaurant. Okay, you put hot water onto the gas. It's boiling for 30 minutes. You need to chop some vegetables for 1 hour. You need to prepare some small drinks for 20 minutes. Customers enter and they place their orders. What are you going to do in this case? In this case, what are you going to do? You are not going to wait for the water to get there to first boil, then you work on these customers. You first work on these customers' orders. You can even be asking for very small things. Okay? You first work on these customers' orders. You can switch. You can switch from even this from task 1 dynamically, then you go to task 4 directly. Okay? Then you first work on these customers' orders, then you come back if these things are taking long. Okay? Then afterwards you'll come back, then you remove off the water from the gas. Then now you begin chopping some vegetables after you begin working on after these customers' orders are finished, then you prepare some small drinks elsewhere. Okay? Okay. So members, this one here is more flexible. This one here is more flexible. Okay, it is more flexible, so it will skip. This one here, there is no blocking. Of tasks. Okay, this task of this water here cannot block customers from being worked on. Okay, so here this one chopping vegetables cannot block customers from being worked on. This one here cannot preparing some small drinks. Maybe preparing them for maybe like a VIP person cannot stop these customers from being worked on. Okay, you cannot block. Okay, so you are flexible. You are flexible when doing this. This is what they call asynchronous behavior. Have you understood, members, this very well? Have you understood, members, this very well? Have you understood it very well? Okay? Okay. So I'll just do some small example here. I come here, just a very small example. It's going to be very small. I come here, I maybe choose day 50. There is day 52, right? There is day 52 of our web development course. Okay? Okay. So I'm going to come here and I choose here day 52. Come here, I create my file, new folder, day 52, day 52. Okay? So I'm just going to explain this very brief. This is going to be a very brief explanation in the JavaScript I show you. So it's coming. Then we come here in our code. I come here, I put, for example, index.html, index.html. Okay, I put that one. Then I come here and I put here app.js. Okay, it's going to be very brief. I'm not going to even enter CSS and these other complicated things. Okay, so I'm going to come here, I put the element there. Then I come here, I put script source, and I put here app.js. Then I come here, I put here defer. Okay. Then I come here, I put JavaScript class. Okay, just like that. Then I come here in my app.js. This is where I want to put my emphasis today. Okay, just for today. Okay. So I go live. I see. Okay, it's here, JavaScript class. Okay, it is there. Let me make this one. Let me put in heading 1. Let me put the heading 1. Heading 1, JavaScript class. JavaScript class. JavaScript class. Okay, JavaScript class. Okay. So this is how it looks like. JavaScript class. Okay. So members, we are going to see now. We are going to see this thing of asynchronous and asynchronous data. Okay, it's like that. Okay, it has come. So I come here, I say inspect. I want to go to the console. My emphasis today is on the console. Okay, I want to show you asynchronous and synchronous JavaScript. So I come here, I put here, for example, example 1. I put here synchronous JavaScript. Synchronous behavior. Synchronous behavior. Okay. So I'm going to put here, for example, example 1. Example 1. Okay. So I put now, for example, example 1. I put here, for example, console log clg task 1. Okay. Then I come here clg task 2. Okay. Then I come here clg task 3. clg task 3. Okay. So when I come here in the console and I see them, it's taking some time today. I don't know what's the problem. Maybe extensions. It's taking some time. Okay. So it looks like this: task 1, task 2, task 3. Okay. The console. Are you seeing? First began with task 1, went to task 2, then it went to task 3. Okay. Task 1, task 2, task 3. This one here you're seeing is synchronous. Okay. This one is synchronous. Okay. So now when I come here and then I illustrate the asynchronous behavior. I want to illustrate this one. It's going to be a very simple. This is the lightest thing I've ever done. I've done so far in JavaScript. It's the lightest thing I'm going to do in JavaScript today. Just showing you this. Okay. Asynchronous behavior. Okay. This is example 2. Okay. When I come here, I put maybe I have task 4. clg. Maybe I have task 4. Imagine now I have task 4, and task 4 is going to take some time. Task 4, I want deliberately task 4 to take some time. Okay. What am I going to do for task 4? Yeah, I want it to take about like 2 minutes. I want task 4. I want task 4. To take about 2 minutes. Okay. I want task 4 to take about 2 minutes. What am I going to do? I'm going to put it in a set time out function. Okay. I am going to put it in a set timeout function. function. Set time out function. Okay, to take about 2 minutes. Okay, timeout function. So I'm going to come here and put, for example, set timeout function. Okay, and I put like this. We have used, for example, use so much of the arrow functions here. Then I come, I do like this. Set timeout function, and I come, I do something like this. Okay, okay. So I put, for example, this one's going to take this one's going to take 2 minutes. This is 2000 milliseconds or milliseconds, meaning it's leading us to minutes, 2 minutes. Okay, okay. So I need to take some time, 2 minutes or 2 seconds, maybe 2 minutes, 2 seconds, about something like this. Okay, 2 minutes or 2 seconds. You know, this thing of milliseconds is different. Milliseconds and milliseconds lead us to minutes, something like that. Okay, okay. So and this one takes about that time. Then I come here, I put, for example, CLG. Also at log, and I put there task 4. Okay, okay. So it's going to take this task here. This task here is going to take. This task here is going to take about. Hey, something I've done. I'll put it just direct. Task 4. Okay, okay. So this one is going to take about 2 minutes. Then we come here. Now this one, task 5. Task 5, I'm not going to put any time for it. Okay, CLG. Task 5, I'm not going to put any time for it. I'm just going to put the way it is. Task 5. Okay, just like that. Okay. Then I come to now task 6. And this task 6, I may put 6 minutes. You want to see what is going to happen. Then I put here maybe set timeout function. Set timeout. Then I put maybe 6 minutes. Okay. I come, I put maybe 6 minutes. I come there and I put an arrow function there. And I put this. And I want to put maybe 6 minutes. 6 minutes, and I put here 6. Okay. Are you seeing this? Then I put here CLG. Also log, and I put here task, and I put here task 6, okay, task 6, okay, okay. So this one I'm putting time, task 4, task 5, like this, okay, okay. So this I'm now using a set timeout function to increase the time of a task, okay, okay. Then task 7, I'm not going to put I'm not going to put any time. I'm just going to put task 7, just like that, okay? Task 7, there's not even any time for it, okay? Okay. So let me go in the console and see how it looks like. How it has arranged those tasks. Now, members, you see very well how it has arranged these tasks, okay? You see how it has arranged those tasks. You see how it has arranged those tasks, okay? Task 5. Let's go and we look and we see. It began with task 5. Are you seeing? Let us go and we see. It began with task 5. Look here very well and see. Task 5. It began with task 5. Okay? It began with task 5, which was not taking any time. Are you see? It began with task 5, which was not taking any time. Okay? Then it jumped from task 5. And it went to task 7. Task 7 was not taking any time also. Are you seeing here, members? Task 5 was not taking any time. Also, task 7 was not taking any time. It jumped to task 4, jumped even task 6, it moved straight from task 5, it was not taking any time. Also, task 7 was not taking any time, it put them there in the console. Are you seeing these, members? Are you seeing these, members? Then it moved to the one which was taking the least time, which was task 4. It was not taking the least time. Then it did task 4 very well. After moving from task 4 and doing the last one, it was taking 60 minutes. Task 6. Okay. Have you understood this very well?
it moved from, let me explain this again. It moved from task 5, which was not taking any time. Task 5, which was not taking any time, it started with that one. Then it moved to task 7, which was also not taking any time. Then after moving from task 7, then it went for one which was taking the least time, which was task 4, and he did that one. Then afterwards it moved to one which was taking the longest time, which was task 6. This one, task 6. Okay? Okay. Have you understood these members? Have you understood these members very well? Have you learned how to compare asynchronous and synchronous? Have you understood these members? Have you understood these members? Okay? Okay. If you haven't really understood, please like them. Please don't forget to subscribe and share. Okay? Don't forget to subscribe. Okay? Okay. Hit the notification icon so you don't miss any of the upcoming classes. Members, at this juncture here, you have really understood synchronous and asynchronous behavior of JavaScript. I really wish you well. Okay? I really wish you well. Okay? Okay. You have passed. We have learned all this today. Task beginning from task 1. We have learned also this. Okay? We have also learned how the behavior moves. Okay? Okay? Okay. So we even went an extra mile to learn. I even gave you some vivid examples. I even gave you some vivid examples about these tasks here. Okay? Members, I wish you all the best today. Okay? Okay. So let me. I just want to check something small here. Let it load. I hope you have been taking some notes. I hope you have been taking some notes here, synchronous and also synchronous. You can take some notes. You can take some notes. You can take some notes there. Write it down somewhere so you don't forget these things. Okay. Now, when you write them down, you cannot easily forget them. Okay. You cannot easily forget that you write. But if you just do these things and you put them maybe on the PC, you can easily forget them. Okay. Okay, so do these things, practice them as you write. Okay, practice them as you write. Make sure that you practice on a daily basis. Okay, okay. So members, I wish you, I would like to end here today's class. I wish you all the best. Okay, okay. Have a very good day.